Hi,
Love
Joe.
you, Jody.
Love you,
so
Jody.
much.
Beautiful.
Love you so much.
So
Love you.
beautiful.
Love you.
Love being here with you so much.
Oh, thank you so much. Me too. It's so awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, you ready for twin flame unity activation?
Yes.
Yes.
Mm.
That's awesome. I love it. So I love this topic very much, of course. It's a pretty huge topic, really. I mean, we'll discuss as much as is there for me to discuss, but there's just so much to it. But I know what I'll be doing today will be planting foundations and things for you to connect with and apply and enjoy. So let's just start with you and your twin flame are the same being manifested in a male body and a female body. And that's what's so really beautiful and precious about this, about twin flames, is we get to experience those aspects of ourselves. You know, before that, we were just this beautiful one, you could say, just this beautiful ball of golden light, you could say that. And now, now we're experiencing this. And I've shared this many times, how in the beginning we were just in paradise. We were just loving this creation and really trying to even fathom that. It's let yourself try, of course, just try because it's beautiful. But we we just, it's just the intelligence that created that is just, it's just huge. It's beyond any limitation. So that's what we're really doing in our ascension. We're awakening that incredible intelligence of ourself. And you have to awaken twin flame understanding in your ascension. You just can't not. And I've given a lot of foundations for the different experiences of ascension. And I just want to do these twin flame ones because really, how could we really ascend without understanding the full aspect of ourself as twin flames? I mean, it's beautiful to really focus on yourself as a female or as a male and really allow yourself to experience that. It's good to do that, but then there's always that place inside everyone that's always longing, no matter how much you can pretend you're not. And you can use lots of ideas to say you're not. You can even deny you even have a twin flame. That's a good one. And there's just so many ways that we can do that. And as I always say, in the beginning it was just a beautiful paradise, and then we really wanted to experience what it would be like to be separate, and how would we even separate, and how would we really even go ahead and do that, and how we experience that. But it's what we wanted, and it was the plan and the higher plan, just to really know what it feels like, and also not to just know what it feels like, but also know what it feels like to return to each other, to go through the separation and then the process of returning. And that's all part of it. It's so beautiful to know that the actual plan is for you to return. The plan is for you to experience what it's like to return, and the process. And I think the process of returning is just amazing. It's just magnificent, really, what we go through in understanding ourselves, in understanding the illusion that we've been in, understanding the separation, understanding how painful that was, understanding the joy of hope, of reuniting, the joy of knowing your twin flame exists, the joy of uh, craving your twin flame. And that's always been part of the plan. And we've always known that we were going to do that. So in a way, knowing that we were always going to do that, it made it really easy to have the fall, to experience the separation. Just going to have a little drinking, I think. So how does that feel? Just what I'm talking about so far. How does that feel?
Huge.
I agree. Anyone else?
It just feels so awesome to know that we're going to be reunited together, to know that we had that plan and that is going to happen.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
It is so touching, especially what you said, that we knew there is a plan to reunite, and that's why we could experience fall. That is so beautiful and touching. Thank you so much.
Yes, exactly. It does make sense, doesn't it? Because we think, why would we even want to separate? Why would we go through all this pain, and all this suffering that we've experienced? And that's a very good question. And that really simplifies the answer to understand the wisdom that we really wanted to experience from finding out what it's really like. What's it really like, Anyone else want to say how that feels?
I also feel it's very beautiful to remember this memory of us knowing that we were going to do this, that this was the plan, and that we knew that at the end we were going to reunite again. And we felt the joy of falling and all those feelings of craving for our twin flame and all of that.
Yeah. It's really good to, it's really beautiful to be able to recognize that. That really shows how much you have been ascending, because remember once upon a time you would have said, how angry you are and how much you didn't want to do that. I mean, you just didn't want to wait. You were just frustrated, But it just really shows how much you guys are ascending, because you are embracing that understanding, and you're finding that very easy to embrace. And you're finding it beautiful. I love what Sean said too. He said it's huge. And that's a real recognition as well, because it is huge. It's the biggest, it's the biggest. Anyone else that hasn't said anything they'd like to share?
Yeah, it does feel like really loving, but I was really self-reflecting as well on everything that you said, and I could see like that longing has always been there, even when I felt like I didn't need it, or like I had that denial and everything. And it does feel huge, because it just feels like it's like the real absolute truth.
Yeah.
And in that way, it's like so incredible to be sitting here listening to you guide us like to that moment of like really remembering and recognizing. So thank you, Jody.
Yeah, thank you. That's beautiful, Clary. I love everything you said, and it's just so good to be able to recognize those things, that longing. And there can be that aspect of denial or giving up on your twin flame, like don't even want to think about it anymore. It can't even be real, it's too good, it's too great, or it's too painful. Don't even want to think about it. And that's all really understandable as well. Did you share, Amy? Would you like to share something?
Yeah, I think it's very beautiful, and I love when you say try to remember when you are still together with your twin flame in paradise, because every time I try to remember and try to feel my twin flame and I together there, that's where I feel, yes, this is true.
Wow.
And yeah. And then I can see the craving and everything, because when you said it's programmed to be together, then I can understand the craving and the longing.
Yeah, exactly.
Much better, yeah.
Really, really good. That's a really great point. And I've shared about this many times too, how the pain is that how much pain do we want to have before we are really ready to surrender our ego? When are we really ready for that? And that's why I share a lot about the ego, because we need to understand it, and we really need to understand how it works. And the ego is highly intelligent. It's not stupid in a lot of ways. It does stupid things, but it's highly intelligent because, as I said last time, it's created from love. You know, it's not separate from love. Love created the ego, and that's a really also a very good thing to embrace and understand, because the ego is going to say la 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 la. So ego's anything that's doubting who you are, and anything that's always resisting who you are, and anything that's angry and sulking and enjoying a lot of the victim screaming. We've all had those experiences, you know, and just when am I ever going to have what I want stuff and all that, you know, all of those things need to be understood. And where is my twin flame? Where the beep is my twin flame. Right? You all relate
Yes.
to that, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Gosh, you look so beautiful today, as always, but I can see another gift in you, beautiful glowing light and beauty coming out of you. It's just magnificent. It's so amazing, Ascension. And just imagine when we really have finished with our ego, like the beauty that's coming out already just from ascending and just from applying these things, but still weaving it, you know, still seeing so much of our fallen consciousness. Like imagine when we're at that point, the beauty, imagine the beauty and the eternal being just there, present. It's always there, but being present in your consciousness. It's just amazing. Yes, imagine that. Build that pathway. You know, it's really important for us to build those pathways to reunite with your twin flame, because that unity needs that, you know. That unity really needs you to create it. And, you know, you will be building those brain pathways, which are just light. Just know that brain pathways, just light. That's all it is. And it's light that, and the emotion that we put together that creates our reality, you know. So it's so vital for us to recognize that. Like you can look at the brain's anatomy and you can see there's so many wonderful things now to see about the brain, and to see the neurons connecting, the neuronet, you know, all that sort of stuff. And it's really fantastic to see all that, people photographing, and just the light, you know, it's just the light, and it's just beautiful. And it's like spark, you know, and it's just, even the first moment we started to exist was light, and it's amazing. And, you know, but that was manifested from our love. That's where it comes from our love. So it's just really everything for your unity, twin flame unity, to be aware of your pathways, to be aware of the programs, the things that you're continuously believing and playing out. And as I talked about, some pathways can be deeper, you know, a more deeper groove, and that's really a physical thing in our brain when we keep on doing that. And those ones can take more effort to overcome, and they're the ones that are pretty obvious the effort it takes, because they are the things that you struggle with to really overcome, right? They're the things that you keep repeating, and it feels sometimes, when will it ever stop doing that? And that's where you have to really keep a trust and really know that they will. And don't put a limit on how much you have to do. That's like saying, I don't want my twin flame, which has been said many times. Putting a limit on yourself in any way, you know, saying when it should and shouldn't happen. It's just more ego. So you want to really allow yourself to see it when it's repeating. It's good. It's really good, and it is part of your unity. You can't really have that unity with your twin flame until you do that, because that's the light. That's the light that you are, manifested from love. Like everything about our physicality is light. There's nothing else. You know, we've forgotten what that is, but we're remembering now, and we know that it's light, and we know that beautiful being of love that we are created that light. So there's a lot of pathways that we all created them to keep us separate. That's a big part of it. Big part of understanding this unity with the twin flame is knowing we did choose that. We did choose to make those pathways, and we've got a lot of them, and we reinforced them. We've reinforced them over and over and over and over and over. And we've had relationships with people that aren't a twin flame, and that no matter what kind of relationship that was, whether it was full on ego or whether it was just quite nice, and sweet and loving, all those things still weren't fulfilling. Just not fulfilling. Just checking Coco's. So, yeah, you can all agree with that, right? Not fulfilling, even though it could have been wonderful in so many ways, right? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was always that feeling that didn't feel content, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
a big part of understanding activation of this unity is understanding yourself as a male and a female. And I've been talking about that in the sessions, in the previous ones, and you have to understand that, because that's your part as a female or a male. That is your part, and that is your twin flame, male and female. So there's so many. The fallen experience we've had a lot of fun playing out really fallen male and female roles, and there's so much around that. And it's going to be really, really important for you to fathom what those programs are, and how much we basically took the real purity of who we are as male and female, and just kind of like reversed them in a way. The man is trying to be like a woman is, and a woman's trying to be like a man is, and it's just that's one way of describing it, but I will elaborate. But so it's really, you won't be able to activate that unity really without understanding these things. You can pretend, and you can convince yourself someone is your twin flame. But when you really understand what's been going on with the male and female, you'll start to realize that it might even be shocking and it might even be disturbing, but you start to realize, really truly realize, this isn't comfortable. So understanding how those roles were a part of our ego experience, and how in a way that they are just like reversed roles. And if you really, when you understand them and you really start to see them, then you start realizing that it is uncomfortable. It's just not comfortable, really. So what are those roles? What are those fallen roles? Those fallen roles have a lot to do with the male and female, and the male, the choice for the male to begin believing that he's the leader of the female, and the female choosing to believe that back, and having the experience of being submissive to that leadership or worshipping that leadership. So it can really happen both ways. Women have become so programmed that the man is supposed to be the leader, as have men, that they want to look for someone who's a leader. And I talked about that in the other session, but I want to elaborate that more, because it's just really, really vitally important for you to understand it if you want your real unity with your twin flame. And I said in the session for women to stop looking for a man to be the leader, stop looking for that. And also know that women can really relate to this, and men can relate to this, that it's never felt comfortable, and it's always felt like a struggle, and it's always felt like a burden, like a big burden on both sides. And the illusion of it just breeds so much ego. It's brilliant, actually. It's absolutely brilliant decision. And it's just really important to start really looking at these things in yourself, because the program is big. Like, even when I say it to you, like, you guys are, it's so highly awake and ascending that you can fathom what I'm saying very quickly. But there's still a lot of layers of that. A lot of layers, and they're just going on, and they're unconscious, and it's just, that program is so deep. For when you think about it, it's all about the programs. It's all about survival, right? So much survival in that. A woman needs a man to lead, and a man needs a woman to take care of the house, or whatever, like, there's this sort of, the man needs to make sure that he's the boss of the woman. And it feels like kind of like caveman days, it's like, really can go right back to that and see how that was the epitome of it. It was really strongly played out. And but we've moved on a long way since that, but we've still been playing those things out. But there's definitely a shift in the one soul. I know that. And I can see that there's so much more awareness going on in the one soul about these things. And basically, I've seen men feeling like they've just really had enough of that burden. They want to be softer. They want to embrace women more. Women want to be embraced more. Women have realized this leadership isn't what they want. They want to be cared for, but not led, And so none of these things are about stopping caring for each other. That's got nothing to do with it. That, in fact, doing those things is part of not caring for each other. It's playing out something that keeps you separate. And so it's very important to understand how we were designed in the beginning, how men were designed, how women were designed in paradise. That's what we want to look at. We want to understand that, how that works. And even further on from that, because in paradise, that's a whole nother reality. That's just perfection, of course. But the foundation of it is still there, actually. The foundation of the truth of the male's role and the female's role is just there, and it's perfect. I can give you a really good analogy to help you to understand. And we're going to talk about the sun and the earth, right? The sun, beautiful light, beautiful, powerful light shining on earth, just radiating everything the earth needs to do everything it does, right? The earth does not exist without the sun, right? It can't. No, we wouldn't be here without the sun. We wouldn't be here without the earth. But to understand that the sun is the male and the earth is the female gives you a very good and deep way of comprehending it. Because you could say that sun is leading, but it's not. It's giving. It is giving. It's giving without question. The sun doesn't say, I don't feel like giving today. I'm going to stop giving today. The sun just gives to earth constantly. And the earth just takes that and then goes to work and does so much. You could say the earth is multitasking, right? And the sun has got one really powerful focus to assist that. Yes. And that is so clearly a description of a male's role and a female's role. It's not to limit anyone. It's not to say anyone is better or worse, because that would be a complete lie and stupid. It's just understanding the beginning of that choice. If we don't understand the beginning of how much the male served the female, and the female allowed that, and she just gives and gives and gives, but so does he. There's this mutual giving and giving and giving, and we really want to understand that. we really want to go deep into understanding that in ourselves. And the first thing we have to do is really understand the soullessness of it, the soullessness of the program that's flipped it. It's just women have to be all meek and suppressed and dominated by a man, and he has to be the big, strong, tough man with all the burden of carrying everything and leading everything. And then that turned into domination. That's turned into so much stupidity, really. Like, not saying men are stupid, but the program is, because men are not stupid and neither are women. We're all highly intelligent beings, but it's the way that we've been experiencing this fall. We just flipped it around, you know. And so you can see leaders in the world, what they're doing and how their choices are not serving really, right? So, and we want to understand that, embrace that without judging it, because that's really important. Because if we start judging it, we're feeling like a victim to it. And it's really important that for your ascension, you recognize the victim consciousness and you don't continue with it. So, to really explain how different the roles are, but how complementary they are, that's kind of big in a way, but it's also really simple. It's like I said, the sun, the earth. If we look at the sun and just read up on the sun and look what it does, it's powerful. It's so powerful, right? But all that power and all that light and all that space it's giving there, the perfection of the space, to just give all that to that earth, to just create this place. And of course, the earth has changed a lot, because earth, sun and the earth are our creations. Absolutely everything is our creation. Everything is originally created by this source of love. And so everything will represent twin flames one way or another. Everything will be male and female. There is nothing that isn't. Everything has those aspects. And a lot of people talk about the masculine and the feminine and getting the balance in themselves and all that sort of stuff, but they're not fully understanding this, what I'm saying. They're not understanding it yet. And they're finding their way, which is great. There's nothing wrong with it. But if it's not about that, it's not about thinking that you have to find a balance of masculine and feminine, because yes, if you look at a male trait and a female trait, they've been flipped. So how would anyone really know what that is anyway, without really ascending and waking up? So, you know, female trait is supposed to be all about nurturing and all this, but do you think the earth is that nurturing? Like, do you really? Do you see how powerful the earth is? Really? Like, looking at that from that aspect, but it's not that we stop loving, we do love, but a woman's brain basically works in a way that describes her. You know, there's studies and everything people have done now. It's just amazing. You know, she's just, the female has the ability to process 5 times faster than the male brain. And that doesn't mean the male brain isn't intelligent. It is. But if it starts competing with a woman's ability to process things that quickly, like processing memory, logic, and intuition all at once, has the ability to do that, whereas a male will process one at a time. And the female can easily flow between left and right brain, just really easy. It's just, that's the multitasking ability. And the male needs to focus on, he's more comfortable with just focusing on one and then the other. And that's brilliant. There is nothing stupid about either one of those. Nothing. It's really potent how men can be so focused, right? They can just really focus on that giving. Look at that sun, right? Focus on that giving and focus on their intelligence and creating from that. And then how brilliant is the female having those multiple fast processing things going on all the time, you know? How brilliant is that? Now, together, when that starts really flowing in the way that it originally was created, we have perfection. No one is less powerful than the other. But the precision of a male, it's amazing. It's amazing because you can just focus on logic, just logic, right? And that can create a great flow. The female can focus on logic, intuition, and memory all much more quickly and all at once. So if we separate those, we don't get the harmony. The harmony is to understand yourself. It's not about, oh, look at it like this. If a man is a leader, if he's the leader and the woman is subservient, then what happens to all that brilliance of both of them? What really happens? They work together. They work together as one and it works perfectly. But there's been that separation. So the ability of the female combined with the precision of the male creates perfection. But if a man is always trying to stay in the dominating role and trying to be the leader, and he's shutting down the woman constantly, no, I'm the leader, no, you be subservient, you stay stupid, you're stupid, you're a woman. These are really ancient things now, ancient ways of thinking that they're just fading out now. It's the time. That's why things are changing. And that's why there is so much upheaval in the world, because it's all getting shifted. So we need to trust that. So understanding it like that, how it works together. Wow. And what if a man let go of being a leader and listen to that woman? Just listen to that woman's perception with his precision focus, taking in her expansive multiple fathoming in one moment. What if he did that? How could he take that into his precision and give and give? Like she is giving all of that. He is giving all of that. He is beautiful. She is beautiful. Neither one is better or worse. It's just the perfect design. And of course, there's going to be a lot more to understand about this in me and all of us, because we've been so programmed. I remember when I really started realizing, oh, wow, this whole system is not real. I was a big advocate of the man being the leader. I thought men were the leaders and I looked up to them and I loved it and I wanted their leadership, but I could see they couldn't give it to me. That was really frustrating. I could see that I was suppressing myself by waiting for that, waiting. And I felt like my intelligence just wanted to just go really fast. And I just wanted it to be supported and loved and understood that it needs to be supported. And that's where I talk about the male role to serve the female. It just gives to everyone. And when a male thinks that serving is beneath him, he's really fallen. He's really asleep. But that is going on, right? That is going on. It's huge. It's brilliant. I want you to understand that. The fall is brilliant. Remember, we created it from love. How brilliant is it to do that and reverse those things and try to see what happens? We've seen what happens. Pain happens. Frustration happens. Limitation happens. Yes, we can't ever fully get rid of it, because we wouldn't exist, the true nature of ourselves. And there's that saying that used to always go around, behind every successful man is a woman,
Yeah,
supporting him, and a lot of the time the woman's not only supporting him, she's feeding him information from her incredible abilities And then he's taking it and applying it, which is great. It's awesome. So, but because of the programs, in a world where men were supposed to be the leaders, if a man let on that his wife was giving him all the information, then he'd be seen as weak, incapable. So, and there's been so much credit given to the man when it should have been given to the woman. And why I say should have, because it was the woman. It was the woman's intelligence that the man used and then had to say it was his. And you know what the woman does? Just gives it anyway. She knows. She doesn't need to claim any victory from it, right? She's got more intelligence than that in a way to know that it's okay, and just really wants the man to be the leader in that fallen side of it as well. So I've been there, and I know what it feels like. And I've never felt so frustrated in any part of my life other than that. And I know you can relate. Same for the man. The man is so frustrated by this because he's trying to be the woman and she's trying to be this suppressed version. I mean, he's trying to be a man concept. I hope this is making sense. But he's trying to be a man concept and she's trying to be a woman concept. And but underneath it, the reality is still happening. And there's been so much more happening in the world that's really great, that's exposing the truth of all of this. And I see so many more men starting to recognize and honor the woman, and so many women appreciating that, loving that about a man, just praising them, but still looking for leadership from him. Still looking for that. That's always going to make both of us, men and women, unhappy. It's not that, because people used to say, I've heard people say, as I was growing up in my life, that man is nagged by his wife. That man is, what's some of the things, I'm trying to remember them now. The wife was considered bitchy if she was strong and assertive about anything. She's a bitch. That's what people say. She's a bitch. Yes, Claire?
Under her thumb. He's under her
Under
thumb.
Yes, that's one I hear a lot too. Henpecked, all these sayings that just all about putting women down, and all saying that if a woman speaks up about anything, then she's just a bitch, or she's a dominating bitch, or whatever. And wow, I mean, there's a lot of threat going on for it to be called that. And I used to feel intolerant of that sort of thing. I didn't allow that. I knew I was really strong and I knew I was really intelligent, but what I didn't know was how programmed I was about these roles. And that was the most unfulfilling thing to me, was to look for that leadership. And and being disappointed. And I don't mean that as a judgment. That's just a fact, because it's not natural. It's not natural. The harmony between us is natural. It doesn't mean the woman has to be the leader. It means we combine our skills perfectly together in harmony. We combine the nature of ourselves and the purity of our love perfectly, instead of above, below. There's been a switch sometimes where women want to go above and then we've got a submissive man. And that's not balance either. So we don't want to bubble below. We just really want to be connected perfectly in our natural being, in our natural self. And so I wanted to talk about this because I want to help you to understand what that really is, because without understanding this, no real twin flame unity will happen. It can happen when you're in the process of understanding it. It can happen when you've set some foundations. yes, absolutely, it can happen then. But once you unite, there's going to be a lot more to do on that, a lot more. And that can be very, very challenging, because those grooves are deep in our brain. They're deep. That program is deep. Look how many boys were told you've got to be a man. And boys so sensitive and so sweet and so pure and forced into being these dominating people, which made them so unhappy. A man is not happy being a leader. He's not happy. And a woman is not happy being subservient. A man gets angry when he has to be the leader. The responsibility is unbearable. Many men suicide because of that, because the responsibility is too heavy. It's something that is a known fact, right? We know that. We know the statistics. So we want to change that and free ourselves, both of us, from that old ego plan. Didn't it work perfectly though, right? Didn't it work perfectly? Absolutely. All of it worked perfectly. And we had the experience. But in all of those relationships, those marriages, the moments of real deep intimacy went beyond it. Even if it wasn't your twin flame and you had some kind of romantic experience, the most bliss that you would ever have together was when you went beyond those programs and you were just in your love. And even then, you can have that with someone that isn't your twin flame, and then you can feel the emptiness creeping in, and you're confused. You don't know why. Why is it empty? Right? There's that, can be that thrill and that experience, especially when it's new. But then the programs start coming back in. God, well, they don't come in. They just start playing out, and then there's the imbalance. And one of my biggest purposes with these sessions is to help people understand themselves, especially the male and female, because it's vital for ascension. It's absolutely vital that we understand ourselves. We do not want to turn any of this into inferiority or superiority. This is not about the man being inferior or the woman being inferior, or the man being superior or the woman being superior. I'm getting a bit confused about it. But I think you know what I mean. It's just like, it's not about any ego, right? It's just not about that. It's really about the beautiful balance between you. But it's going to be challenging, okay? It's going to be challenging because of the programs that's still there. But the more that you can understand this and apply this and free yourself from those, that's when the bliss will be there, the real bliss. The real alignment of you and your twin flame. And look, even if you're not with your twin flame, start doing it now anyway, because the alignment affects each other. It affects each other. Every time you're in your ego, that affects your twin flame. You're connected instantly. There is no separation, even though it looks like there is. There's none. So when you're feeding your ego, you're feeding your twin flame's ego. When you're feeding those programs, survival and lust and hate and win and lose, victory and victim. When your victim is screaming, you're affecting your twin flame. You're keeping yourself apart. And that doesn't mean you have to fully resolve all of that to be together. You can be together when you start really understanding and applying it. And doing that together is just, look, that is just magnificent. That is really magnificent. But you both have to be prepared to be so humble, like really owning your creation, really purely in the kindness and the gratitude and the love. You have to be in that. Defensiveness can be very triggered. Defensiveness is such a huge part of keeping those programs going. All it has ever done is caused a fight. All those programs have ever done woman fighting a man, man fighting a woman, and there's so much unhappiness in this world because of it, and it's starting to clean up. Like, a lot's getting exposed, right? A lot is getting exposed. But look, if you're feeling emotion with it, about this, then feel it. It's okay. It's okay. Let yourself feel the emotion, because that's cleansing. That cleanses us. If we let ourselves feel and cry and let those emotions of sadness, the loss, the grief, all those feelings, the anger, all of them, if we let ourselves feel them and observe them at the same time, you don't want to let your ego grab this ascension consciousness and suppress you with it. That's a big mistake a lot of people have made, and it's perfect. When I say mistake, only in the way that it doesn't serve your ascension, right? So you want to allow that. It's very important. So, but with a witness. And you can go dive right into a whole lot of ego with a witness. You have that ability. Everyone has that ability to feel and observe. We all have that. And there's times when you can feel and observe and it's over. There's times you can feel and observe and it takes longer to process. It takes longer to really finish with those things, and they can be really deep, and they can come up again. It's like, I thought I'd already done this. I thought I'd already dealt with this. Well, if it's coming up again, that means you haven't. So that's okay. Just let yourself feel it, let yourself understand it, and be patient. All those attributes I talked about in the understanding emotions session, they really help you to remember what you need to understand. So being with your twin flame, return to your twin flame. Yes, Sean, it is huge. And it's huge, everyone, because of all of this that we have to integrate and understand and overcome and free ourselves. We have to free ourselves from these programs, right? Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's beautiful. And if there's like resistance and feelings of doubt, and if it's okay to do that, just have a drink. Just recognize the doubt. And I'm talking about doubting your ascension, doubting that these things don't work, or they're not real, or all there is misery. Really, that's the real truth. We have to accept all that, blah, 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 all that stuff, So who's feeling a little bit of a strange head feeling right now?
I am.
Yeah.
Yep. Everyone.
Yeah.
Good. That means you're
Yeah.
changing pathways. That means the whole lot of old pathways are struggling to exist right now. And it just means you're building new ones. And that's exactly what's happening. If you're listening to what I'm saying and you're taking it in, you're embracing it, you're building those pathways. So when we do that, sometimes there's a little bit of a strange feeling in our head, even a headache, and it's okay, right? It's all right. Resisting it isn't going to help you. Embracing it with your love and understanding it will help you. And that's what I mean, like the emotion, like what I'm talking about can really bring up heaps of emotion. Like heaps of you're wrong to me, to yourself, you're wrong. Heaps of feelings of how can this be true? I thought men were supposed to be the leaders. I thought women were supposed to be the nurturing home girl or whatever we want to call it. I get it. I still believe it too. Until I really remembered how not real it is. And what made me remember was owning who I am. It was really understanding me and realizing if a man is trying to dominate me or trying to be a leader that I can see really isn't really that good of a leader. Like there might be some good aspects to it, but really observing that, as I've shared many times, I had many, many relationships, and these gave me a lot of wisdom. I'm really grateful. I'm glad I did, because it was my exploration. And that's why I say, have them if you want them, But when I started to really feel that feeling of that domination is suppressing me, even if it's a quiet domination, even if it's just like a mind domination, quietly, telepathically, we could say. And I started to really recognize. You know what I started to recognize? That I'm afraid of that. I was afraid of that, and that didn't feel right. Why do I have to feel afraid of a man? That doesn't feel right. What I want to feel is loved by a man. I want to feel like a man understands, and even if he doesn't, he can listen to me and have compassion. You know, it didn't feel right when I felt afraid. And I know we've all felt that. And I know that men have also felt afraid of leading, terrified of it, absolutely terrified, because secretly they don't really think they are. And if they are good at it, and if they do think they are, they're really arrogant about it and try to dominate. That is not leadership at all. That is just ego. So that's how I started to really realize it, that this doesn't feel right. But I still had those programs. I thought, well, you know, a man could be a good leader, a man could be a very loving leader and nurturing. And then I started to realize, well, that is what he gives. That's the natural thing to give. Because when a woman is given that, she just starts feeling free. And a lot of women have been so programmed that they want to see that as weakness in a man. They want to be tough, protective man. What for? Why do we need protection? From what? I mean, there's plenty of reasons I can think of, but they're all part of the ego experience. So we need to understand all that as well. But if you want to live in an experience, if you think your twin flame is going to rescue you, you are completely deluded. I love you, but you are deluded. And I know there's a lot of that. I know we've all had that feeling of like, if I just had the man, if I just had the woman, everything would be all right. And that's the rescuing. But it's also a real soul memory that really knows the love and the harmony and the bliss that you would feel together. It knows that. But as all things, ego takes everything that's real and turns it into an ego version. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So how are you feeling? Are you feeling a little bit drowsy?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, everyone's feeling a little bit drowsy and a little bit headachy, of course. The drowsiness is the unconsciousness coming out. And that's okay. Now, I know people have shared with me a lot when they listen to my sessions, they fall asleep. That's okay. It's good in a way, but leave it on. If you want to, you don't have to. But if you leave it on, it's possible it could keep taking you through on that level to the full integration. So yes, it does make you drowsy when you're shifting and creating new pathways. And what that's really just showing you right now is how much you have believed what I'm talking about.
Yes. It
Otherwise,
sure is.
you've been going through, because I'm observing you, that you're going through alertness, then you're going through drowsiness, then you're going through headachy feelings, you're going through emotion, you're going through, and well done. It's really proud of you. Like, it's really amazing what you're allowing yourself to experience while listening to this, because this is huge. This is the very core of everything. The very core of everything. So if you want that unity with your twin flame, and you want it, like, you guys have already activated it. You've already activated it, right? So that means you're either with your twin flame or you're very close to being with your twin flame. But every time we start feeling a victim to not having them, you're separating yourself again. Even though I completely have compassion and understand what you're feeling, you're separating yourselves again. You're feeling everything that each other is feeling. If you had a feeling like, why am I feeling this? And it's ego, why am I feeling this? Doesn't even seem warranted.
Yeah.
Twin flame. Sometimes also you'll be, connecting with the one soul. We're always connecting with the one soul. So we can feel that as well, of course. But ultimately, you'll be feeling it with your twin flame. I love you so much. You're so courageous and you have so much purity of love to understand everything I'm talking about. And I'm very grateful for that. I really love it. And I love being able to share these things with you freely with that beautiful love that you're expressing. I can feel it. Does anyone have a question about any of this, or does anybody like to share anything about all of this that will activate even more understanding? It just will naturally happen. So anybody? Anyone?
Yeah, I would like to share.
Of course.
This is such a core understanding that you have shared today, Jody. It's like it is helping me understand my entire life in a whole new way.
Yeah.
Like you have shared about this, in the previous sessions about male, female, but all this time I was just still trying to fathom. But the way you explained this today, and all the integration that you have helped us reach, I could see today that any time when things have worked and things have happened smoothly in my life, it was always where I used my you know multifaceted intelligence, and I had a male who executed it with that crystal clear focus.
Oh, exactly. You've already seen it in reality. Wow.
Yeah.
Keep going. It's beautiful.
And but then, because we both, whoever was involved, we both believed in the fallen aspect, I would feel frustrated that why do I have to tell him to do that? And he would feel frustrated that why does he have to listen to me and do things? And he would feel inadequate.
That is so absolutely exactly what happens. Keep going. I love it so much.
What you have explained today has resolved all relationships. I can say that. I know that is huge, but to me, it's like, I get it.
That's true. It does.
Because it's like all the males in my life at one point or the other, they were, they felt dominated by me, not because I was actually dominating them, but because I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And I was frustrated that they could not see what I was seeing. But I did not understand that they were focused on that one facet, which I could, if I had this, and now that I have this understanding, I can apply this. And I'm like, yeah, I get what you are thinking, but I'm also seeing this. How about we do this? And then allow that beautiful male focus to just flow with that.
That's right.
Wow.
Exactly right. And you're making a really good point that I wanted to share. And this is, men are trying to make women into men and want women to have the male program, but they'd hate it if they did, but they want it. And women want men to have the female program and expecting that. And so, but that's the whole thing. This is freedom. This isn't a trap. This isn't a trick. I'm not tricking anybody into believing this so that there's some kind of superiority. I've got no need for that, right? But the truth is, that's what we've been doing. It's like we keep on trying to make them exactly what you said. The frustration of trying to make each other into each other's role. So having the clarity like you're having, that is freedom, and that's beautiful, and it does work in harmony. It's like you said, the things that worked in harmony was when you saw your multi awareness processing abilities, amazing skills, and he applied it with precision. Absolutely. Did you get the credit for it, what you gave, though?
Not always, but quite often I did.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But I felt wrong.
Yeah, you still felt wrong.
All my life, Jody, I have felt inadequate female. I have felt I'm not female enough.
Inadequate, you're saying inadequate.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm laughing because I totally understand. Yes,
It's like,
why are you inadequate? Because you believed how submissive and you're supposed to be, and you're supposed to just be, a good wife, a good woman, a good house, women's equality and the rights and everything has been, so disturbed because of all these programs. And even though there might have been intention thinking, believing that ego, it basically has been a lie, and exactly what you're feeling is feeling wrong. And I used to make it really clear to any man that I met to say, don't expect me to be domesticated. I'm not, because I knew I couldn't be. And that meant I couldn't be a good little wifey that, is fits all the concepts. I would never be that. And that was beautiful that it was understood. Not every time, but not fully understood either. But at least there was some acceptance of it. And basically, if there wasn't, then I wasn't even interested anyway. But because I knew that I had to be really strong in who I am for my own joy, not to dominate, but for my own joy, because I was given a lot of freedom as a child. My mother was amazing, also a very amazing woman and strong woman. So was my grandmother. So I was given a lot of support in that way, to be okay about being that. And so that was something I obviously chose that to come through that so that I could do what I'm doing right now. It's part of it. But I really, really appreciated that. But, I still felt wrong. But that's just because there was a part of me, and this is the big thing I want to get through. There was still a part of me that wanted a man to lead me, because then I knew he was strong enough for me.
yep.
That was the illusion. But, and yet saying that, the men that were really humble and really embracing of me in so many ways, which I I chose to experience many facets of all of this so I'd have the wisdom. I created much more extreme domination to the point of physical abuse. So I created that as well, and that gave me, and I didn't tolerate that either. I didn't put up with it, but it happened, and I said no. But I've tried all these different facets to really understand it. And when I saw it being really embraced, my strength was being embraced, it felt really beautiful. But it still felt, I still felt a part of me wanting that program. But in saying that, they weren't my twin flame. I have my twin flame now, but they weren't my twin flame. So it doesn't even matter if you find the harmony there. If you're not twin flames, it'll never feel right, because you can. And that's what's great. And it's okay to have those relationships. I made that okay too, even when I knew. And I would often say that I was pretty honest. I don't think you're my twin flame. I just used to say that. They would often say, I think you are. And I'd say, I don't think you are. We are. And I just want to be really real with you about that. But I'm enjoying this experience. So that's just how I was. Because, and I can really see how important it was, even for the one soul, for me to stay in that strength and stay in that knowing of myself and stay in that. But I still didn't fully recognize the role. And it just started to become more and more clear to me that the illusion of looking to a man to lead me or give me from that leadership fulfillment. When that clicked in my mind that wasn't real, that was just like the biggest veil came off me. I was shocked. I was really seriously was so shocked in myself. I couldn't believe what I just witnessed. How much an illusion I still was in, thinking that would fulfill me. That was huge. It was so subtly still there. And I still was realizing that's what I wanted. But when I looked at it from a real perspective of really understanding it from this perspective I'm sharing, then I started to realize that's all I really wanted from that leadership, actually. That's all I really wanted. And there's always an underlying feeling that's true that the ego is trying to deliver. And we just need to unveil what that is. And so the perfection that you experienced in an ego world, and you're in the work that you were doing in an ego world, you still saw and experienced those perfect attributes as a male and a female came into perfection, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, I was reflecting on your question that did I get credit for it? The only time I did get credit sometimes, but the only time I got credit was when it was socially acceptable. When in a way, if it was, you know, if I was engaging with someone younger to me or someone a little bit less experienced to me, or but if it was someone who was equal in terms of designation in work or in terms of relationship, if it was a spouse or a partner, then the credit went to him.
Wow. And how did you feel about that?
I wanted that, but I felt very unhappy about that. I thought that was the right thing to do, so I supported that. I gave to that.
Exactly.
But it really what it did was it created resentment in me.
Yeah.
And like over time, that resentment, there would be a time when it would just, you know, burst out. Like, I do everything and you get the credit, but it would take it would build up and
he would brew up. That
yes,
grows and grows to the point of explosiveness, and that is what's going on. But if you don't let that explosive moment out, and which you didn't several times, you became suppressed.
Yes.
And that suppression is what keeps us submissive, and it keeps the pain in all of us. Even in the man being dominating, he's still suppressing his real natural being, and it's painful. It's so painful for them. Truly, imagine, like, I really want to have compassion for both of us, because really I'm trying to understand a man's experience of being forced to be a leader. It's cruel. Some men felt more naturally dominating in that way. They felt more naturally a leader. But even then, the ones who were more naturally leading, they were good at leading because they were more kind. Right?
Absolutely.
They were more caring. That's why people could keep supporting them. Right? So, but yeah, it's painful both ways. That's what we need to understand. That we really want to understand truly on a real highest level we can go to is there is no victim here. We've chosen it. We chose it to experience the separation from our twin flame. But we never ever let this knowledge, this truth, take away compassion. We never do that. We always let this knowledge give more compassion and more love and more understanding and more kindness, more gentility, more patience. But we never let those emotions turn to the opposite of sympathy and overly kind, forgetting about yourself, just we don't want. It's just really, this is so incredible about ascension, is that it really takes an incredible amount of balance with everything. The real being that we are is balanced. It's in perfect harmony. We don't even need to have sympathy. We don't need any of the fallen things in ourself, in that place where our self is balanced without those programs, right? We're balanced. That's what we want to experience, is that balance. And you've all had those moments, right, where you've just suddenly felt, oh, I feel really balanced. Like you might not have even used that word, but you just, I kind of feel good right now. Something you experienced made you feel like that, and it wasn't a victory. It didn't even, sometimes those situations you don't even know why you're feeling it, right? And then the question from the ego comes is, why are you feeling this then? You've got no reason for it. Must be wrong. The ego wasn't satisfied with the feeling, because it should have come from either a victory or some kind of reward. So, but those beautiful moments is our real being. That's the real bliss. That's the real you. But along the way, when we're ascending and understanding, especially this topic, that's why I've set a lot of foundations before I really came to this level of understanding, because you need to know how to transform these programs. And fighting them will not do that. And nothing causes more fight than the imbalance of those programs between the male and the females. Nothing causes more struggle than that. Nothing. And you could look at absolutely anything that's going on in the world that terrifies you, that feels really dangerous, feels really horrible, and you could go really, really deep in there into it. You could zoom in on it, and you would see this program. You would see it there. And you can do that because you're intelligent enough to do that. Of course, we're all intelligent enough if we want to see it. If we look at the superficial level, all we're going to feel is this is really disgusting. It's really horrible. It's real. And yes, it is. It is the experience of that. And we feel afraid of it. It causes fear and uncertainty, and we're feeling like this is all wrong. So, but in our ascension, to fathom and understand it, we could just zoom right in, go right in, and see those two programs that are going on, that fallen programs I'm talking about today, because it's there. It's underneath all of it. Absolutely. That's why the imbalance happened. That's why the struggle happened. That's why the corruption happened. That's why all the abuse happened. So let's be the ones that recognize that. Let's really embrace the true being of love that we are. Let's really embrace our twin flame from that real perception, and not wait for them to be our leader or a good submissive girl that will do something. We're not even trying to think of equality even. The only thing that's exactly the same in us really is the love that we are. But the roles and the way that we create and design a male and a female is different. We are male and female for a reason. We want to explore what it's like to have this amazing, profound experience. So we've all been wanting equality, but really that's not the exact word to use. It's the balance of how our beautiful souls work in harmony, and in our love and the part of ourselves. Like in the beginning in paradise, that was all there. There was no question about it. There was no, oh, I better be a good woman. There was no, I better be a strong man. We just were who we are. And that might be even hard to fathom right now, but it's the truth. Just imagine the most beautiful reality. And you probably won't even be getting close to it, actually. No, I don't want to limit you, but it's just how far we've forgotten we've become. And in saying that, why I'm also saying this, because it's even better than that. It's even better. It's even more beautiful. It's even more fulfilling. Now, was there anything else you want to share about that, Nisha?
No, I just am so grateful. It's like maybe 12 years ago when I first understood about ego programs from you. That's when my life started making sense. And now it's like it continues, you continue to give, and my life continues to make more sense. And I genuinely feel more grateful to all the males in my life now, because I know how awesome they are now. I understand what makes them awesome. So thank you. I love them all more now. Thank you.
That's beautiful. That's exactly what will happen in our ascension. The part of the ego that wants to blame them for things has to be understood. And we can easily understand some reasons why, but understanding this on this level is so important. And so now is the situation of being with your twin flame, being in your unity. These programs are still going to come up. They're still going to come up because of how deeply they are within us. And so what do? You know, how do you overcome that? How together do you recognize those things? And are you really ready to do that? Do you really feel that you understand these things enough? Do you feel that you could have the compassion? Do you feel that you could have the kindness and the love? Do you feel like you could do that? Do you feel like you could just now, even not being with your twin flame, do you think you could really remember these beautiful roles you play as a male and female? Do you think you can really do that? And what are you going to do that? It's easier on your own than when you're together. It really is, because when you're together, anything that hasn't really been seen is going to amplify. And so the things that I'm guiding you with, they're the foundation of understanding, of really what you have to understand. Because you want to be ready for that. You want to be ready for that. You think it's all just, oh, I get with them and then everything, we know it together, just flow in all this bliss. And it will. You're right. But it will also flow with a lot of unveiling, a lot of layers. And those layers go deeper and deeper and deeper. It's not just a few little ones on the beginning. There's a whole lot underneath that. And that's great and that's brilliant. And I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just helping guide you to understand, because this can feel frightening. And if you're afraid, then you're definitely not ready anyway. And it's okay to feel the fear though, okay? But just remember, if you're feeling it, you're giving that to your twin flame as well. Everything. But I wanted to help you to understand how big it really is. It's like, it is. It's a big experience. So, but it's also the most beautiful and blissful and fulfilling experience. But I just want you to really know the truth. But you're going to need to understand these things and apply them. And you're going to see more of yourself. And if you're willing to do that, go for it. Have that twin flame unity, because good on you for having that much courage. Good on you for really knowing the real truth. But you see, the ego can take all of this and fake it. The ego can form an identity, a new identity of this information. It has to be really, really true and real in yourself. It has to really, it's not about forming a new identity. It's about unveiling who you really are. So the amount of confrontation you've felt just in yourself to ascend, right? Think about that. Has that been a lot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, it has. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone's saying yes. Well, imagine it amplified a lot more. How would you kind of how could you guide yourself through that when it's amplified a lot more than what you've already been experiencing in your choosing of your ascension, right? How could you do that? How much strength are you going to have? How much courage are you going to have? How much awareness of the subconscious pathways that are just going to go bam, 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 constantly like they do now, but it's more. Because now you have your twin flame there showing it to you even more. If you're not looking at it in yourself, you don't want to look at it in your twin flame. So be willing to look at it in yourself. And you guys are doing that. You really are. You're doing that. It's awesome. Your incredible love and your amazing, beautiful understanding of all this guidance and the humility, the wisdom that you're gaining. We talked about last time, the wisdom, the discipline, and the trust. We call it WDT, but doing that is preparing what you're going to need to do, right? It's preparing you. So if you're not with your twin flame, then enjoy this time of preparing instead of being desperate. And it is okay if you're desperate too, just look at that too. But you really don't know how much can be triggered in the way of all the subconscious things that can happen. It's not because someone is triggering you because of their personality. It's nothing to do with that, all right? Because I know a lot of people talk about twin flame triggering and all that, but it's nothing to do with that. It's what it's you're going to see that subconscious to play out. It's owning it. It's not saying someone's triggering me. It's owning my subconscious pathways. So remember, they're fast. They're instant. And our conscious mind is there to observe it, and it's slower. But you've got to have that. It's so necessary for you to have that functioning really well, like really being willing to say, I'm going to see these fast thoughts. I'm going to witness them. I'm going to not act on them. This is discipline. Like freedom, yes. Discipline, that equals freedom. Because why do we want to keep all those old pathways anyway, when all they are doing is falling and keeping us separate, right? So now, if you're with your twin flame or you're not with your twin flame, now is the time to do it. Do it for the sake of your beautiful love to be together. But it can challenge you beyond any challenge you've ever had. And that's not because of any rules about being a twin flame. It's because you're looking at the most pure part of you right there together. And so it's going to challenge your ego more than ever. So you want to be able to understand your ego and how it works. You want to be able to love through that. Love through that. And it's being with your twin flame is the most ultimate experience you can have. But that's in every way. In every way. It's not romance at all. It's got nothing to do with romance. Romance is just a cultivated idea that fits those programs. It's love. It's love. It's the most pure love, and it'll break every concept you've ever had. Absolutely every concept. Every concept you've had about what he or she should be like or what you should be like. And it's going to just unveil you of all of these things, and in a way, and the truth is that's really beautiful. That's really beautiful. That's just like who you really are. But the addiction we've had and the chemicals we've had to keep this ego going, that's going to still be there. And when that concoction of ego starts coming and activating and pouring out, that's like poison feeding your brain. So poison can get activated, the chemicals. Like, it's not a bad thing. It's just being prepared enough to understand it and having the beautiful love to do that. It is big. It's beautiful, but it's big. And it's unexpected. It's really unexpected. And that's good. You want things that are unexpected to happen because what you're expecting is coming from your ego. Right? Get it? That's why it'll be unexpected. That's why it won't fit your concepts. That's why everything about your concepts will get shattered. And that's good. But if you're already doing that now, then that just makes it easier. That's you preparing. That's you activating your unity. And even when you're united, you're going to have to keep activating your unity. Keep activating. It's not like, oh, I felt my twin flame, la la la, fairy tale is happening. It's not like that. And good, because a fairy tale is just one of the biggest lies we've all been fed. And even the things that have shunned fairy tale and now telling a real story isn't even real either. So it's just, look, it's all perfect and it's all beautiful. And this is not about judgment. This is about understanding. It's just about understanding what it really is to activate your twin flame unity, whether you're together or apart. It's the same thing. Because once you're together, you got to keep that activation going. It's not like, oh, finally got it. Yeah, easy now. Beautiful. It's just so gorgeous and not like anything else you've ever felt. And it's like, what? But there's all this stuff be activated. Don't have any expectation of what that's going to be because you don't know yet. You don't know. You've got ideas, but you don't know until you're experiencing it. Even when you're experiencing, there's a lot you don't know because you're unveiling yourself. All these things that I'm helping you and guiding you with, even this, saying that you don't know, that's helping you. All right? It's really, really beautiful to understand these things. It really is, because you're just understanding who you are. And there's this feeling of a space and a clarity that you don't even recognize. What is that? And that can start now, even not being together, all right? That can start now. Everything I'm talking to you about, I want you to start now if you want your unity activation. That's why I'm sharing it with you. I'm not sharing it because I'm warning you. I'm sharing it because I'm enlightening you. It's a bit like a warning, doesn't it? It's not a warning. It's just the enlightenment of the truth of the experience. And yes, your ego will squirm and it will really feel quite terrified. But stay with your love, whether you're with them or not, stay with your love. But if you're with someone that you think is your twin flame and you're going through these similar things and it doesn't feel right to you, trust that. Don't cling to anything, any label that you've made someone your twin flame. Don't cling to that, because the twin flame word's thrown around a lot now. And so be okay if you don't continue that illusion. Be okay to say, well, it was just a projection. It wasn't the real thing. Be okay to say that. you will know if you're really, really honest with yourself. You really know. But the honesty has to come from love, because the honesty about being the twin flame has to come from love as well. If you're coming from just reaction and hate and all that, it's possibly still very true. It might not be your twin flame, but let the real feeling come from the feeling of love, both ways. The feeling of love. And that's our beautiful soul. That's our timeless being. That's who we really are. But wow, how many programs do we have? How forgotten are we? Like, we are waking up. You guys, I am waking up. We are waking up, and that's brilliant. So just be patient and just go through those layers. This is not about pressuring yourself, okay? It's just about being really real about how to activate it. How do you activate that unity, the twin flame? It's just being real, really real about these things. I love you all so much. Thank you for being in this with me and being so pure in your love to let those veils come down and listen and hear this beautiful love that I'm giving you and this understanding. Thank you. Does anyone have a question or something they'd like to share?
Yeah, I'll share, Jo.
Go for it, Marnie.
Oh, I just adore you. I just am adoring everything that you're saying today.
Thank you.
Oh, it's just so, so beautiful. And I don't know where to start, but I just thought that one of the last things you said about not having any idea of what it's like, thinking that we know what it's going to be like when we're with our twin flame. Oh,
even when you're with them, what you think,
yeah.
expecting.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. But
yes.
Just you've been taking us to a much more deeper level of understanding of our twin flames. It's like as the sessions have gone on, and I'm so grateful that you're doing these twin flame sessions. They're just so really beautiful. I just feel it's so deep tonight, what you're taking us through, and really touching on that feeling of we have a twin flame, we'll be together, just all of that. Just
yes.
It just feels so beautiful. Oh, God, I love you so much.
I
just feel so passionate about everything that you're saying. And
yeah, you have to be if you want to send.
Yeah.
About the truth. Yeah.
And letting go of the desperation, that just, I feel like I am a little bit more relaxed in it. I still feel that I can still feel the really strong desire, but I just feel like it's okay, and I just want him. Yeah. But yeah, it's just been so amazing. And when you were talking at the beginning more, I was reflecting a lot on my marriage and my whole life, and thinking of how dominant I was trying to be, how dominant he was trying to be, how submissive I was.
The battle, the struggle.
Yeah, and there was times when there was parts of it where I felt like I was dominant and wanted to lead, and then I was submissive. But any time that I did feel like I was wanting to be the leader, I felt so wrong, like you said.
Yeah.
That just felt, but it was been.
Well, because your program was still wanting. Like, in a lot of ways, women start being more leadery, like, because they want the man to be that, they like, well, I'll have to do it then, and this balance of understanding ourselves, it's neither one is the leader. It's the perfection of our naturalness, the natural being, female, natural male that we are. It's just that works perfectly, and that's and just appreciating that about each other is just vital, really. Just not even just for being with our twin flame, but just for our own understanding of ourselves. Yeah,
so beautiful.
yeah.
I was thinking as well about how dominant my father was with me. And then when I got married, I felt like nobody's going to dominate me anymore.
Exactly.
And then just like then trying to be the dominant one.
Yeah, and that's
how
understandable. And in a way, that might not have even been domination. It might even just been you becoming stronger in yourself. And be careful, we don't want to turn that into it, because becoming stronger, like I was sharing the strength that I had, I made things very clear that I was strong. But I didn't understand everything I do now, but that was probably just your strength to say, I'm not going to be dominated anymore. But that's what can happen when we don't want to be dominated. We start dominating.
Yeah.
It's just really knowing the difference, because I talked about powerful love in the sessions, about that strength and that powerful love. You know, love is not meek. It's all the beautiful things. It's gentle, it's patient, and it's kind, it's loving. It's just, but it can also be very, very directly clear about the truth. And we have to be. That's our powerful love. We have to be in that way, but we've got to know where that is, and when it is this now tipping over to me trying to prove something or dominate, or is this really just me saying this is how it is with my intention? This is what I'm experiencing, and it can come through in that way as very powerful, and that's good, because it is. But that, I think I do really feel. And you let me know what you feel, but I really feel that a lot of that was just powerful love for you to gather your strength.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I felt like that. Even when I was contemplating within myself while you were talking tonight, I felt like I was just doing I was trying to do my beautiful role as who I am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because women need to understand the difference. Men need to understand the difference. You know, the difference of the way the actual brain works. You know, females' brains are built to process 5 times faster than a man. That's not about being superior. That's just the design. You know, and the man's brain is designed to have this incredible precision. That's strength. Both is strength. Both is strength. Both is beautiful. But it's finding that where the realness of that is to not turn it into domination either way. Because a woman can feel so insulted because she's being assumed she's not intelligent, and I understand that. But at the same time, we want to have the understanding of why they're feeling like that. And of course, it doesn't mean you have to put up with it, but you can understand. It depends on the situation, you know, to just understand it, whether it needs to be addressed or not. But address it in yourself, number one.
Yeah.
And don't turn it into superiority either way, because that won't let it flow in the beautiful way that it can. But if a man allows a woman to let all that processing and not let all that, you know, there's things that are happening at the same time of you know, logic and intuition, you know, just this incredible multi-ability of a woman's thing. If he allows that, he just becomes better at what he's doing. You know, and same with a woman, when a man is staying strong in his strength of that focus on, you know, it's great to ask a man, not turning him into a leader, but to ask his opinion. What do you logically think about this? You don't stop being logic yourself, but listening to that from that beautiful space of understanding, what does that precision deliver, you know? And not just the logic, the intuition. Men are so intuitive. Like, imagine when they're just focusing on their intuitive aspect of themselves. That's really potent, you know, because just that. But both is potent. None is more potent than the other. It's just the way we designed it to have the experience. And it's perfect and it's beautiful. And there isn't any right or wrong about it. There's no superiority or inferiority. It's just understanding it And also, I want to say this, at some point, we're going to just really just become so in harmony with ourselves and our ascension. We won't even have to think about this. It's just this naturalness of our being that just try and even fathom it. Like, it's good to try and fathom it. Just the pureness of the bliss together, the bliss, without trying to think, oh, what's the man part of him? What's the female part of him? But we need to do that now. And the reason we need to do it now is because of the programs have turned everything the other way around. So, that's why we have to focus on it now, to help us to come back to ourselves, not because we've got to make a stand, but because we want to come back to ourselves so we can be together in that harmony. We're not even going to think about it one day. It's just going to be just all like the paradise, just flowing and perfection. And that's beautiful to contemplate too. Does that make sense for you, Marg?
Absolutely. I love that. I really feel that it will be a time we don't even have to think about it, that it will be a natural.
Yes.
And we've got your guidance to have that. Thank you so much. And
thank you.
Oh, I just feel
letting go of feeling wrong for our real self. That's what's important here. Letting go of projecting onto a man or projecting onto a woman, trying to push those roles onto each other. Letting go of that. That's really important for us to do, and just look at it from love and see what's going on. Oh, he's still trying to be that. That must be painful. She's still trying to be that. That must be painful. We have that compassion for ourselves and for each other, and just really see it. Like, you will be able to see it. Just look at the world in it. See the anger. See both angry, both suppressed, both really miserable. Like, that's how you felt in your marriage, Margie, yes?
Yeah.
Perfect. What a beautiful wisdom you got to see how it works. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
That was well done, but it's true.
Definitely good wisdom that was.
I get it.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful to you. And I know that when I'm with my twin flame, I'll be so grateful that I'll have your guidance as well. That is so beautiful to feel that.
I'd love to give you whatever guidance you need.
Yeah.
But in saying that, also, I want that to become your guidance for yourself. That's my purpose. This is how you guide yourself.
Yeah.
Know that it's still an ongoing thing for us all to keep on understanding these things, and I love it. I love it. I love you.
I love it too. Thanks, Jody.
So much, Margie.
Oh,
thank you.
I love you so much. I love these sessions. Thank you.
Absolutely. You look amazing too. You look so, you all do actually. There's a real softness coming over your face. It always happens in these sessions, but this was like another different veil, and it's really beautiful. And I love seeing you. I love it. Anyone else? Thank you so much, Margie.
Thank you.
Would anyone else like to share or ask? Yes, Clary.
Oh, this is so amazing, Jode. This is so deep and so profound, and I feel like I've been contemplating like every relationship, so many feelings up until this point, and like the newness of what you're saying, it just feels like I don't have the experience of what you're saying, but I want the experience of what you're saying. So I just feel like this new sense, this sensing of what it will be.
Well, you can have the experience. You can start applying this now by understanding yourself, but you can also start understanding your past and applying it to that, so that you're clearing all that up. It really frees you. It frees the frustration that you might have been hanging on to, that someone wasn't what you wanted them to be, So it can do all that. So thank you for saying that, because, just really applying it is so great. Keep going.
Yeah, thank you. And it is like I've been seeing layer after layer after layer of frustration of why I have felt so frustrated, of like making the decision to be submissive, making the decision to suppress my intelligence, feeling that it was going to give me something like that.
You know what being submissive does? Makes the man happy.
Yeah.
What an illusion.
Yeah.
If that really made a man happy, we would see that. You know, it might make him just feel more propped up in more domination. And it's just, if it makes him happy, it'd only be because it's fitting some concept. But that will never, ever give fulfillment, ever. And that's why so many people are unfaithful, because it's just rampant, because the fulfillment's not there.
Yes.
And we don't want to make that wrong. It's okay. Of course, it's part of the fall. Of course it is. And we understand it like that. But just using it as a reference to understand there's not happiness in that. There's not happiness in a woman being dominating or submissive. Yeah.
Feels like so much of my, well, I was just going to say so much of my fall, but it's the entire fall.
Yeah, well said, exactly. The entire fall.
The entire fall
Everything stems from that.
Yeah, has been just multi-layered, faceted experiences of frustration and awkwardness and feeling like it's just not working, like it just trying so hard to do what the program says to do, and then it just never fulfills. And like the depth of frustration that I have felt. But I'm sitting here tonight just realizing like I've got all of that wisdom. I really know what all of that feels like. I really get it. I really understand it.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing that, because that is the wisdom, is knowing what it feels like. It's not that see, a lot of people misinterpret wisdom by going, well, I'm never going to do that again. I've learned that lesson. That's okay, but it's just ego. But the truth is, now I know what that feels like. Do I want to keep feeling that? Or do I want to understand that it's just been an ego perspective? And that's freedom. The discipline to see it is the freedom from it. Yeah. Thank you so much, Clary. That's really beautiful what you're sharing. Anything else?
Thank you. Yeah. I was just thinking just then, I've also got the wisdom of being on my own and longing for my twin flame and longing for the concept of my twin flame and what I think it is. And then feeling so over that feeling of longing for him that I just wanted to just ascend on my own, and I didn't care anymore.
Good way. We don't want to stop caring about our twin flame.
Yeah.
We want to let go of the pain of the attachment to exactly what you're saying, the concept.
Yeah.
And that's what you've been doing, because you're really understanding that. And yes, that's a very good thing to do if you know the twin flame, is just to really allow this understanding and apply it. That's the only way you will reunite. That's even though sometimes you have to make that decision, I'm not doing it just to reunite, I'm doing it. But it's okay to say that if it's really coming from that real place. But when you're just knowing that this is what I want to do for me to ascend and become fully me.
Yeah.
And people call it being enough, and that's kind of an okay thing to say in a lot of ways. But you'll never be enough, really. Ultimately, you'll never feel completely content without your twin flame. And in saying that, we need to feel love. We need to feel gain all that wisdom to know what things feel like. We need to really apply all these things that I'm saying. We need to understand all the programs. So that can feel really fulfilling, and it is. But you would know, because you've been applying all this for a long time, And it's really good for you to let go of that intense craving all the time, because that doesn't really help you. You need to look at what that is, what's all this craving about. And you've done that, but you will know that feeling of wanting him never went away, right?
No. And these sessions, like from the beginning of the series, you know, really connecting us with the high place of that twin flame connection, really helped me connect back again with the truth that that's who I am, and, you know, just really embracing that this is like, I want that high experience.
Exactly. And in that way, it's not a longing like it used to be. It's more like a knowing, actually.
Knowing,
More like a knowing in myself. I know I belong with my twin flame.
Yeah.
And that's a really beautiful way to look at it. It's just really knowing that you belong together, and really knowing why you're separated, and really knowing you understand what that feels like now. But just that real knowing. And of course that can bring up grief. Of course it can. And it's okay if it does. It's good. It's good either way. It's good just for an ego experience, or it's good for just recognizing the illusion of it. And ultimately, if you want to be together, it's recognizing the illusion of it, that it's only believing the separation is real, because it never is. Even though you might not be sitting there with your twin flame, you are not separate. Does that make sense, Clary?
Yeah. I really love that. And in the most recent sessions, when you were, you know, when you first shared around the reversal and the understanding of not looking for a man to lead me, I was like, what do I do? What do I do then? Because that's so ingrained in me.
Very good.
That I didn't like that pathway forward. I'm finding myself on that pathway forward because of your beautiful guidance.
Thank you.
And tonight, with the understanding that you've given around the perfection of the balance, and that incredible analogy of the sun and the earth, of that total focus on
it's
giving.
A good analogy. It really is. Yeah. And it is representative anyway. Everything is, like I said, anything you look at in this higher existence, you're going to see the representative of the male and the female.
I just love us. I love us so much.
Me too.
I love
who we are. We love us.
I love the male role that you're describing, and I love the female role and I love the fact that the twin flames are that perfect jigsaw puzzle, like that perfect design of perfection together. And I just feel like so inspired. Like, what's that going to feel like to be in that situation? And how will we give together from like the work that, like, what will we be doing when we are aligned in that role? I just love that so much. That's the experience that I want to have now, you know.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's really great what you're saying. It makes sense. Well, thank you so much, Clary. I love everything you shared. It's really shows that beautiful high intelligence of understanding and the beautifulness of your soul, and I love that so much. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Love you.
I love you.
Love
you so much.
Oh, I feel so content and full of this so much. Thank you so much. It's so, so beautiful. It's just so, like, it's just so really, really beautiful ascending, isn't it? It's just look, yes, it activates things, but just how beautiful is it? I'd like to hear from Sean. What are you feeling, Sean?
It's been so deep what I've been feeling. I feel like the programs you've been talking about have been so deeply ingrained, obviously in all of us. I've really been feeling that depth. I don't quite know what they are, but I know I've been around them so strongly my whole life through my father in his dominating role in the relationship, and my mum being the submissive, housewife, domestic housewife. And then through my years growing up in the surf club as well. I just feel like all those programs are so deeply ingrained. And that's what I've been feeling, I think, is as that real strong suppression of my natural self because of those programs.
Wow.
And I remember feeling before when you were asking about at the very beginning, asking, how does that feel? I can't remember exactly what the question was, but you were saying, but I said it was huge. But I feel like the whole experience has been so rich in wisdom. And I feel like
that's great.
I feel like I've done everything. Like I know.
Wow.
I've done everything. I feel I've fallen. I feel like I've done every fallen aspect of myself. And I know that all I want is love.
Well done. I mean, well done for all that falling. That's brilliant. Like, I think that's why you can feel like you're done with it, because you can understand it and you are praising yourself for it instead of hating yourself for it. Because that's a big part of how we keep ourselves in our fall, is to hate what we've done. So well done, Sean. Keep going. That's really great.
Yeah.
You're done. You're done with it all, you're saying?
Yeah, I just really feel done. And I feel like there's still going to be lots of layers, but I feel like,
yes.
And I've been thinking a lot about this the last couple of weeks, so many things, but that if I'm not like, I know when I'm not feeling love, and I know that I want to feel love. And I want to soften in, I want to continue to be that and soften into that, because I know it's the only thing that gives me everything that I want.
Wow.
Like feeling that deep love is the only thing that will ever satisfy me.
Wow. True.
And
amazing.
I feel like deep down, I want my twin flame, but I also feel like I just want to, and I know that I feel like I just want to focus on my ascension. Like, and I know that that's going to naturally bring me together with my twin flame. And I just feel like it's very difficult to put into words. I know you know this, but like, this is everything. Like, we've separated from our twin flame, and we're here remembering how to reunite. And it is the reason why we're here. It is absolutely everything. And it blows my mind that that something so encompassing of everything is, I'm not quite sure how to say it, but we're coming back to having all that again. And we've gained all that richness in wisdom and understanding from being away from our twin flame.
Yeah.
But I just feel so grateful, Jody, for having you, for being here, and for allowing your guidance, applying your guidance, allowing your love, receiving your love. It's absolutely everything. I know I could not do it without you. I would not be here without you. I couldn't do it without you. It's I just feel so honored and so much gratitude for you.
Oh, thank you so
for this beautiful path that you're shining for us, that you're lighting the way, that you've done, that you've already done all this,
Yeah.
It's just so beautiful. I feel like I don't have a lot of words. I just feel like there's so much I'm feeling.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's really touched me so deeply this session. It really has, like, really gone to the core of me.
That's really beautiful, Sean. Thank you for sharing all that. I can really feel the precision of how you're expressing yourself right now. It's like really, it's like how you're explaining how it's everything. It's like you're able to see it as everything. You're able to see precisely the truth of in this understanding. And how does that feel for you? Like, how does it feel knowing that you're at that point where you feel like this is all you want? And I'm so deeply grateful that you love me and I love you too so much, and that you understand and you're willing to understand my guidance and apply it. And it's just you really show it really shows in you the real beautiful male being, just being, not losing anything, just gaining everything of the beautiful being that you are. And it's love, you're knowing that it's love. So how does it feel for you being at this point where you just know there is nothing else? How does that feel?
It feels so beautiful.
Well,
I do remember feeling during the session like this, feeling terrified, but I
well,
realized that, wow, like, that deep fear of, what if this doesn't give me everything I want? What if it's not real? Just all that.
that's good.
I
Yeah.
could feel all that going on as well.
Oh, what
But
what would your ego think would give you everything that you want?
the male programs, the dominating, the,
Wow. Yeah.
the submissive housewife, the submissive domestic housewife, all those programs that I know they've not worked. I've
Yeah.
experienced them.
Yeah, exactly.
I've been so confused in that relationship,
Yeah.
so unhappy, so confused, so
Oh, yeah.
empty,
Angry?
angry, so angry.
Mhm.
Yeah, so angry.
Oh, that's brilliant. So it's really touching to hear you share about that wisdom, and to also hear you sharing so openly, recognizing that ego, that what if this what if this doesn't make me feel fulfilled? Because
Yeah.
that's a really good observation of how your ego is working. And it does that. Of course, it does that. But you're recognizing it's related to those programs, and that's what's important. And this is the big part for you as a male, to recognize those programs, because there's obviously the reason that question's coming up, because this pathway is still there telling you that it is the only way to feel fulfillment, is to be the dominant male with the submissive female. And yet you have all that wisdom. Like, you have that wisdom, like you said, you've had that experience, and you were so empty, you were lonely, you were sad, you were unfulfilled, you were angry, you were very unhappy. And that's really great. It's awesome that you've been through all that, and you do know what it feels like. And I know when you're sharing this with me and us, that pathway's coming up, that you're exposing it. You're not hiding it. And that's big progress. And that's what you need to do for yourself. It's like, expose that thought. Because if we try and push it away, then we become dogmatic. It's like what I'm sharing with you becomes spiritual dogma, and that's never going to support the real love that you are. So it's really good to look at that and acknowledge it like you are, and just say, well, just remember the wisdom, what it feels like, that it was really unfulfilling. I think that's why I said angry, because I think that's the thing I see the most in males, in a way, of how angry it's made them feel at the responsibility to keep that whole act up. It's very painful. It's very draining and very difficult. Of course, we can look at on the female side as well, but I just want to focus on the male side. for you to really know and be okay at how painful that was. Be okay at how much that drained you. How did you want to get pacification? Like, that's what happens with males when they feel so drained and so angry because the responsibility, the burden on the shoulders, it's just huge. Like, how did you come to this point of knowing that I don't want to be like that anymore? And the fact that you're recognizing it and the pathways that you're building in yourself is really amazing, Sean, like really amazing. And I could hear when you were talking more strength in you than I've heard from you for a long time, actually, not in a put down way or anything, because you're always very strong, but the strength is different. The strength coming out of you is more of recognition. It's more of love. It's like you're recognizing the love is what's making you feel fulfilled. The love is making you feel strong. It's not the leadership. It's not the domination. It's not having the meek wife. Is that how you can you
That's
what I'm saying?
exactly how I feel. Yeah, like it's like that. That feeling of love is the only thing that's going to give me what I want. I know that now. I know that I have that wisdom.
Yeah.
That feeling has always given me everything I wanted. Every time I've gone through a layer and come to the other side and felt that love, it's like, there it is again. It's like there's that wisdom. There's that love that has given me everything, the understanding, the purity I feel inside myself, the compassion for myself, the loving understanding of myself. It's just given me everything every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
And that is the wisdom to know what that feels like and comparing it to the wisdom of what the other thing felt like. That's really important for our ascension because the pathways can be so strong, Sean. You know this. You know how those pathways just drag you away because you've already given that to yourself. And good. It's good that you gave that to yourself. If you weren't done with it, then you need more wisdom, then that's okay. But you're sharing that you feel done with it.
Yeah.
And how does that feel?
Feels really, really freeing.
Oh, wow.
Really freeing. And I just feel like I want my ascension. I just feel so sure of that choice that's what I want.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's just really amazing. And when I've been talking about the male ego, basically, the program of being the dominant one, what you're sharing is showing the recognition that it wasn't fulfilling at all, that all it did was make you feel angry, right?
Yeah.
Did you feel, I'm pretty sure you can relate because you talked about your experience with your dad and everything of that being pushed into that being that guy, right?
Yeah.
Being that assertive, winner, dominating guy. And how did that used to feel for you?
I was very angry. I remember feeling very angry. I was actually a very angry. My father used to say to me, don't be such an angry young man. Because I felt the pressure of that.
Yeah, you have to stay suppressed. And you have to stay suppressed to keep up that strength of that man. And that's what it really meant. Keep being that tough guy, suppress it because he's probably done that, right?
Yeah, definitely has.
How did you think that, what do you feel like that gave him for just out of complete love for him? Okay, it's not only about love, of understanding what was the result of him trying to live up to that, just in a really loving way. What was the result for him at this stage in his life after trying to be like that?
A lot of pain.
Yeah.
I can just see a lot of pain.
Yeah.
In all those choices that he's made.
Mm-hmm.
We don't talk that much, but when we do, I really feel like he wants more of a bond with me. it feels like sometimes.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Why do you think you're feeling that now?
I think because he can see the love in me and he can feel my groundedness in my love and my centeredness and my calmness.
And do you feel like he's starting to see how the ascension is affecting you? And so he's wanting to be more connected with you.
I believe so, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He's in a lot of pain, yeah.
But that's really beautiful that he's finding that love and that humility. And I think it's the greatest gift you've given him to choose your ascension in this way, because he has fought you at times, not wanting you to ascend because he thought it was delusional, which is understandable, and he's trying to protect you. But of course, it isn't when it's a realness like this. But he's seen you continue, slide back, go forward, in a sense, slide back, go forward, and he's seen the comparison. And what's really interesting is the fact that now he feels like he wants to connect with you more. Where would you say before, when you were in that, he didn't want to connect with you, when you're in your fallen consciousness?
Yeah.
And what was that like?
That was also painful. I kind of almost feel like he's never really been there, almost.
Yeah.
That's what it sort of felt like. Like I have memories of a child, but even those memories as a child, it was kind of distant. It was always this role, this program he was trying to live up to be. And so it was just, it was I never understood it. It didn't make sense. I was always confused about it as a child.
See, that's what I've seen all men go through, him included. He would have gone through the same confusion, and it's that we all do. Men and women go through the confusion of trying to live up to that concept, because it's extremely painful. It's going against our natural, beautiful soul, but it's how we fall and how we experience the fall. So it created more distance between you, more separation between you. But what's really good to understand about this in your experience of knowing and seeing your dad and yourself suffering from trying to live up to that identity as that leader, as the man, everyone does, even when they get victories. It doesn't make a difference to the suffering. There's a temporary feeling of winning, right? Winning's always only temporary. It's always a temporary feeling. So you've seen all that, and it's awesome. And thank you so much for sharing it, because it's really like, firstly, it's great for you to be able to talk about it in this way with all this love and understanding, and the wisdom, that it's also going to help other people who watch this to understand it as well. So I feel like it's just a really classic example of how painful it is. But then he's observing you becoming healthier, but your beauty, your fulfillment, your love, he's seeing what he thought that was going to give you, right? That's how much of an illusion it is, right? So now he's feeling like he wants to connect with you more. Wow. He wants a bit of what you've got, I think.
Yeah.
He wants to know what's happening, how is this happening? And that's really beautiful, actually. Living in that's what's beautiful about our ascension, and showing people in our life. They are scared of it at first because they wanted you to be who you used to be, and then you start to change and transform. But when they start to see how much it's benefiting you, that's really beautiful, and they start to embrace it themselves. And that's perfection. That's perfection of how much we can help others to ascend, is just by living it. And we don't have to go around and try and force it on anyone. That's what we definitely don't want to do. But just show the love, show yourself of who you're feeling and how you're transforming. And I've been hearing a lot of these stories about people and their fathers how much their fathers are transforming, and mothers, from the experience. So it's really beautiful how much we can affect them. And it's just planting so much into the one soul. And I think that's really great. Thank you so much, Sean. And I love how much you are just feeling the real you is love. The real you is love. Hey, that's just,
Yeah. It's I feel like this real newness in myself,
yeah.
a real rawness as well,
Mm.
but this really beautiful newness in the choice. Because I've also been thinking a lot lately, Jody, the last couple of weeks, a lot about how, like over the years, I've wanted the victory in my ascension.
Right. Yep.
Like I could really witness that I've wanted that over the years.
That's because the ego is interpreting it, thinking that it's the ego is kind of recognizing there's some victory in this, there's some winning in this, because you would have been interpreting it from your ego instead of really finding that real place of readiness. And the reason you are ready now is because of all the wisdom, all that wisdom. So that's what's good about wisdom. That's what's good about having these experiences. Not that I'm encouraging anyone to fall, but to, when we're ready for our ascension, we can look back and appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that vulnerability, Sean, tell us more about that.
Ah, I feel it's such a key part for me being a male. I feel like it's such a key attribute that to show that vulnerability. Like, it's like I was saying before, I know when I'm not feeling love. So if I'm not feeling love, I really want to feel that vulnerability and that humility to recognize that I'm not feeling it and to allow myself to soften into that beautiful love that I know that I am and that I can feel.
Wow.
Um,
What does the vulnerability feel like to you? What does it feel like?
it actually feels like there's a lot of strength in it. It feels really strong.
Oh.
It feels like very soft and it feels giving in a way. It feels very giving.
Wow. That's not what you would have thought years ago. You would have thought vulnerability was weakness, but you're noticing that it's strength. That's very big and awesome. I love that so much. Well done. Because that feeling natural to you is really showing you that how unnatural it felt to try to be invincible, to try to be the dominating leader, to try to be the man concept of what he's supposed to be. That clearly shows the difference. And that's very intelligent that you're recognizing that it actually feels like strength. Wow. Well done. That's really awesome, Sean. I love that so much. How does that feel, knowing that?
Feels beautiful. I just feel like it's such a, I love that I love that I feel vulnerable. I love that I have that beautiful vulnerability to get in touch with and feel. It just feels so beautiful because it takes me it helps me direct myself to the depths of love that I really feel inside that I know is the real me. That's what I feel like.
Wow. Just wow. Perfection. That's exactly the real meaning of vulnerability. It's just dropping down the defensiveness instead of, and the shield and the whole fake wall performance. And what you're describing touches me really, really deeply, Sean, because this is what I see, this pain that men are in. And that inside, that's what they're feeling. They're feeling really vulnerable. and yet they have to keep toughening up. They have to keep on just trying to forget that part of themselves, just keep on trying to stay tough. And there's been so much reinforcement. There's so much reinforcement about men have to be tough. And men are really trying to do that. And it's okay. This isn't about judging it. It's really about understanding how the ego works. But the fact that you are having this revelation because you're ascending and because you're feeling love, it's so easy. It's not like it's a mistake that you're not the leader, right? It's clear that you're much more comfortable in your love than trying to live up to that example, right? It's the same for women.
Yeah.
They don't have to feel wrong anymore for not being submissive and for being intelligent and for understanding things in this ways. It's just it's natural. It's like what Nisha was sharing. She doesn't have to feel wrong for her intelligence anymore. You don't have to feel wrong for trying to always, be this man. You don't feel wrong for being vulnerable because you're understanding the real meaning of vulnerability, and that's the key there, the real meaning. And that's why I was asking you, because it's important to understand how the ego's taken words like vulnerability and turned them into victim.
And I just realized, Jody, that vulnerability, I said it feels very giving, because the vulnerability that I feel when I allow myself to be go to that real depth of vulnerability, and it goes to that core part of me that is just so loving. From that space, I can give the purity of myself and give that beautiful love to the female, from that space. I feel like that's where I give from.
You are exactly
from
right.
there.
You are exactly right. And that is magnificent, the most magnificent words spoken from a male who is recognizing the truth of that. And that is strength. That is real strength, and that's beautiful and fulfilling, hey? Fulfilling. That's fulfilling.
Yeah.
And of course the other thing wasn't fulfilling, because it was just all symbolizing the lie. And I know that it's difficult in a way. Sometimes I feel like for men it's difficult because they have to break down, or not break down, they have to expose the leadership illusion. They have to expose the vulnerability. They have to expose how much it has hurt, because it goes all fully against everything that program is feeding all the time. So having the courage to do what you're just doing right now, Sean, it's just I really do feel speechless in a way of how do I thank you for that? How do I appreciate and show my appreciation for that? Because that's really powerful. When you said those words, that's what I can give a woman, right? That's what I'm talking about. That when I talk about serving, that's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about slave. I'm not talking about the man becoming submissive. No, I'm not talking about anyone being submissive or anyone being below or above. I'm just talking about the naturalness of ourself. And you just explained it. That's brilliant, Sean. That is really, really brilliant. Yep. Thank you. That's really stung me right to the core, because the fact that you as a male is recognizing that shows a huge awakening in men. That's just gone into every man. My soul, that's just gone in there. Wow, we're going to see that affecting people. Thank you. And all of you, of course I'm talking to you, talk about the male, but it's just, wow. How does it feel knowing that's what you want to give?
So beautiful. It feels so natural, so beautiful. It just
Speechless feeling, but
speechless.
it's just feels right. It feels right. And it feels
I feel like I'm ready for my twin flame. That's how it feels like. I feel like
oh,
Like,
Well, you are.
that's what I want to give.
Already, all right. That's the spoken thing that you just spoke. You're not just saying it, you're feeling it, you're knowing it. That is a definite readiness. Yes. So, wow, well done. I love that so much. And just like that's the intelligence I'm talking about that's there in a male. For him to be able to stop suffering from trying to be this leader and be who he really is, that precision, that incredible intelligence, just like that sun just beaming that light with complete love and passion, you know, and giving this incredible nourishment from that. It's got nothing to do with leadership or domination. It's just everything to do with love, and that's why you're feeling it, hey, because of the love and the wisdom and the wisdom.
Yeah.
Wow. You've just made me speechless.
I love you so much, Jody. I love.
That's all I can say, really, is I love you so much, and I know there'll be more, but it's just like the love and the recognition of you in your ascension. It just means everything to me. So thank you. Just thank you. Oh, wow.
I love you. Thank you. What you give to me is and means everything to me. And this whole journey of waking up and finding our twin flames, this is everything. And it's I can't put it into words. It's everything. It is just everything. And you are taking us, you are giving us everything to return to the everything that we had. It's just what you give to us is just amazing. And
thank you. Wow. Wow. Yeah.
So difficult to find the words.
No.
You absolutely give us everything.
Thank you. And it really is beyond the words, isn't it? It's really just the feeling of that bliss and the feeling of just let's just enjoy living this now. We know what it feels like being fallen. We know we don't have to struggle anymore with all of that. Yes, there'll be more pathways, like you said, you shared. That pathway is still clearing, but what you just said today and just now is that's just the pathway. And I can feel that from you, Sean. That pathway is very strong for your ascension, just very strong in that real knowing. And I remember in the session when I first said about the males, the greatest joy a male will ever have is by serving a woman. And I wanted to try and help men, and I did help men to understand what that really means. And you understood it. You understood it, and you contemplated it. You observed yourself. You looked deeply into yourself. You stayed focused on your love because the wisdom is there to know that love is everything now. And you came to this point now. I am so proud of you, and I'm in awe. I really am, really in awe. Thank you so much.
I love you.
Oh wow, Sean! Look at him! Look at him! Look at him! How do you beautiful women feel about that? Anyone want to share?
That's incredibly touching. So deeply touching and beautiful to hear that from Sean.
Yeah, sure is.
I
saw that you were crying, Clary. What were you feeling?
It's just so incredibly amazing to hear that from Sean, just to hear that strength of love and just to hear that revelation and just like flow so beautifully from his soul, like, and be in this moment with him, with everybody, to hear that. It's like so beautiful. I don't think there's anything more beautiful than hearing that just now.
Well, I think what you're sharing right now and that beautiful substance you is equally as beautiful. Like, I understand though exactly what you said, because to see a whole program be clearly seen and completed by a male is magnificent. it's beyond words magnificent. And I can hear the beautiful softness in your voice, Claire. What are you feeling in that?
I just love Sean so much. I'm just so grateful that he's here. And I just think that this is just so, like, the love that you share with us, Jody, and the guidance and how we all connect with it. It's just, what else is there to do now apart from continue?
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Yeah, I love that. And you're experiencing that beautiful feeling of vulnerability as well. But it's got nothing to do with victim. It's just the purity of our love that makes us feel like that. And imagine when we keep on ascending and we're starting to feel more comfortable with that. Because at the moment, it still feels so unknown to feel so in that purity of that love and that vulnerability. But imagine when we are more comfortable with that and we keep on blossoming that. Imagine how much intelligence is going to awaken. Imagine the shift. Imagine paradise. Right? Imagine. And do plant those pathways. Just imagine how much beauty is in our life. And we're ready for that. It's what I say, we're coming home. But we are home. In this recognition, we are home. That is our home. So thank you so much, Clary. And thank you, Sean. I love that so much. Wow.
Love you so much. Thank you.
Love you, Jody. Thank you, Claire.
Thank you.
Love you too. Thank you.
I love you both so much. Oh, wow. So touching. Oh, would anyone else like to share? I want to hear from you guys that haven't shared because it's so beautiful. But just thank you all so much. Who would like to share? Stella or Emmy?
Yeah, I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm very touched from what Sean has been sharing. I'm in awe of everything he's sharing, and I'm so grateful that he's here to share that with not only with us but with everyone else that will watch these videos. It's just the perfect example.
Yeah.
Yeah, this session has been, wow, so raw and real, and it just feels like we have touched bottom.
Wow.
I have this feeling.
Wow, that is true. That is so awesome. Exactly. Keep going.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know how to. So if you imagine a tube that connects the space with the earth, I feel that we were somewhere in space and we have been coming down, boom, we have touched.
Wow, I love that. Oh, wow. It is pretty mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I love what you've said very much. Very much love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful. And
yeah.
I can also see the ego is completely terrified about confronting all those things with my twin flame. But it also feels so beautiful because I can see the unveiling that you are talking about, like the veils coming and the true beings, the real beings that we are shining. And I can just now feel this shift in me. Like I feel I'm more connected with my true self as a female.
Wow.
Yeah, and it feels so beautiful. And
Yeah.
I feel like I'm shedding all those layers from all my past lives. Boo, 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 and then going back into the origin of myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm kind of like, I'm so in awe that I'm just like, wow, but it's exactly right. Exactly. It's exactly what's happening. Wow.
You are doing with us,
Oh,
Jody.
well, thank you so much for intelligence that you're showing from all this guidance. Like, that's what I want. You know, I want you to be you. I want you to remember you, how intelligent you are and how beautiful you are. And I just love what you shared just now. Like, and you can see it in your face. You just look so cleansed and beautiful and youthful and timeless, just timeless. And I can see what you're saying about cleansing all the past lives too. It's like all this guidance just helps drop away the tension when we understand it and apply it. We don't have to live in that tension. And I've always seen tension as a representation of separation, actually. It's seeing that we're not whole is why we feel so much tension. And look at how much tension we've carried by believing those male and female programs where our nervous system is on edge all the time, right? Because we've got to protect ourselves. The woman's got to protect from that domination. The man's got to protect himself from another man's domination. He's got to protect himself from making sure he's not being vulnerable, making sure that he can't just relax. He's just got to be in that tension all the time. So it's the separation consciousness and just being able to let that go. Just let that go and just be in our softness and our love and our joy and our bliss and our ecstasy, you know, our real ecstasy of love. And just really our nervous system can relax. You know, so I was helping you guys to say, I am calm, I am safe, I am love, and I am loved, and I choose love. This is what we can say with this knowing in ourselves why we're saying it. Not just because it's an affirmation, but because we can feel the truth of that because we understand ourselves. So that's what we want. We don't want to keep living in that tension, right? We don't want to keep living in that separation consciousness of always having to protect ourselves. Because what are we really protecting ourselves from? Just like a whole lot of programs, right? It's that simple. It's just thought. And I absolutely applaud you guys because your ability to understand what I'm saying, your ability to apply it, your choice to apply it, your choice to understand, your choice to not defend any of this, not to correct any of this, but to openly allow me to guide you helps me to guide you even better. Because there's nothing blocking it, and it's just beautiful that for you that you're allowing it and living it and experiencing it. Wow. When you said about the past lives too, that really struck me too. That really hit me in a real core place, because that is so true. And you know, the past lives, what we taught when I shared about the wisdom of past and future lives, and really I shared how when we integrate something, because what we want to understand is how all timelines are happening now, right? It seems like it's not, but it really is, only because we've been believing in linear time, which is, you know, dates and years, but going beyond that and living in the timelessness, which is what we are anyway. It's just recognizing it. We're only ever now, right? It's so obvious. Yeah, it's clear. We're only ever now. But all those pathways and all those lifetimes, they're all happening now. But once you do what you've just done, Estella, and you integrate and you free yourself from that, that's finished. That isn't happening anymore because it's been completed and understood. They don't keep happening forever. They just are there until we integrate them. And that's what I can see in your face. your whole soul and the beauty, everything that's coming out of you. So thank you. Thank you so much. I love you so much. Wow. 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 That's all I'm saying is wow, because there's two feelings. One, I'm in awe of you guys, but I'm also in awe of the truth. The truth is magnificent and I love it. And there's a lot to say about it, but it's still very simple, right? The clarity is there if you want it. And it just drops away it just cleanses and clears away anything that is complicated, basically. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you'd like to share, Estella?
Just a little thing, like I just keep having this memory of myself when I was about 14 years old, maybe, and I was in my room on my computer and looking through the window, and I had these moments where I could feel this real me. And I'm connecting with that now. It's so funny how it keeps coming back, this memory.
Wow.
And I can see that in that moment I was connecting with that true self.
Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. I do. I know those. I have had exactly those experiences. And you're having it now too. And you're going to keep having it. You're going to keep realizing, oh, wow, this is the real me. It's not a concept. It's not a program. It's just love. It's just love. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Coming back home.
Yeah. Even though really ultimately we never left, we just thought we had. And that's the thought about the reality that we've created. But thank you so much, Estella. Really, really beautiful. I love you so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you are all so beautiful. Would Emmy like to share anything? Oh, so good. Yeah.
I feel I really loved what you were saying about the sun and the earth. It really gave me the whole image and the feeling like I could understand everything you were saying.
That's good.
And it makes so much sense. Like I felt, yes, this is so real and like the shift, but still, yeah, I feel I still have to understand a lot. And I was also reflecting on my, like this life and all the roles of women and men.
Wow.
And I always felt like I was wrong, like not a good woman or.
I get it. Yeah. Yeah. Keep going.
Yeah, but it also makes a lot of sense, and I can see like all the complication and confusion and frustration comes from there. And I also noticed like since the first time you talked about all of this, like the role for, I can see, for example, here in Belgium, I was observing it, and there's so much changing and shifting, and for example, here there is now the women are angry, and they want to be seen, and they want to have credits for all that they do, and they're like talking about we will stop everything that we will do, and then see what is happening.
Yeah, they really had enough. That's amazing. Wow, what a shift. Yes, well, everything that we talk about is going into the one soul, and we'll see more of it. But we want it to come, and it will come into the harmony. It will. But what I wanted to say, Emmy, is that confusion for a woman has been because we are accessing left and right brain, like, we're doing that, we can access that at the same time. And we are processing things really quickly between those two. We have the that intelligence to be able to see logic and intuition and feel and see logic, intuition and memory and the intelligence and the accessing is very fast. So imagine how shut down we have felt by being told we shouldn't do that. And that's what's lifting now. That's what's lifting. So very, very confusing for a woman. On the woman aspect, very confusing being told you're not intelligent. You're not intelligent as a man, or you're not good enough as a woman, and all those things. Like the pain of having to shut down those kind of pathways has been excruciating, right? And
Yeah.
so you don't have to do that anymore. You can allow yourself to feel all of this realness that you are, instead of what's being projected onto you. And what a perfect way. That's what we want us to remember. What a perfect way to make us experience the full. All right. Keep remembering that part. But you can allow it to flow now. You can really allow it. You can allow your intelligence, which is your love anyway. You can allow your love to flow this way. Imagine if the earth didn't allow its love to flow. If it didn't allow that beautiful giving from that sun. Imagine, that's what I said earlier. Imagine if a man said, I'm not going to give anymore. Bye-bye, sun. Like, how painful is that to earth? And it's a very good analogy, but it's just really knowing you don't have to do that anymore. You can allow yourself, you can allow your thoughts to go quickly. So can men. You can allow these thoughts. Look at that passion that was coming out of Sean, and the clarity he was having because he was allowing it. It just brings more intelligence, not less. It just brings more awakening of our real being of love. So the speed of your thoughts, they're allowed. They're okay. You don't have to slow them down for anybody. Doesn't mean you have to share everything that you're thinking and feeling and knowing, but you can share if you want to. But just know you're allowed to. And the more that you, as a woman, recognize you're allowed to, there's going to be so much more awakening for everyone, men and women, children, all of us. It's just really going to change everything by allowing this intelligence. And allowing the speed of your intelligence, both men and women, allowing that speed, because like it's brilliant. We're so much more intelligent than what we've been living with those programs that we chose. Remember, we chose, no victim here, we chose to experience limitation. That is what it feels like, painful. There's fun in there too, right? There always has to be some fun. There always has to be something that makes ego feel like it's getting love. That's how we still do it. But we know the real meaning of love, and we know who we are as love. But yeah, Imi, let that intelligence flow. Let it flow. Just really know who you are, and really know that you're allowed to think in all those brilliant ways. And it might feel kind of new in a way because you're reactivating it, but another way it's going to feel, I've always felt like that. I've always felt like this. That feeling, right? But now you're free. You're free to allow that. We've always been free. We just wanted to experience the limitation. We have to understand that. If we don't understand that we chose this, then we're still in blame and we're still in victim, and we'll never know the real feeling of love if we do that. But in saying that, the feeling of blame and the feeling of victim is very, very strong. And if it comes over you, it's okay, all right? If it starts to get activated, it's okay. Just say those words to yourself. I'm calm, I am safe. It's okay. I've had this journey, but I'm focusing on love now. I'm choosing love. Keep it that simple. That simplicity is high intelligence too. So is there anything else you'd like to share, Emily?
Just that, yeah, I've been in all this, in like the complete session. Also with what everyone shared. And I love you so much, because I feel like this session was really, it will shift so much. And it's already shifting, and I feel so blissful also. And
Wow. You look like it too. You're glowing. Everyone's glowing. It's so beautiful. It's like our light is free. This frees us. This is what I wanted to talk about. This is the core stuff, you know. It's core. It's how you're going to have your twin flame unity, you know.
yeah, when you said it, yeah, I think it's so beautiful, the sun and the earth. So, but when you said it, it felt like, yeah, and like the light will, like the earth will reflect the light of the sun, and like it comes from all our hearts, and because it felt so beautiful when you said it, and like, yeah, that is the real, how we are like equal.
Yeah. And everything on earth is light too, you know. Everything is light. But the fact that the sun creates this incredible intensity of that just to give to earth, you know, it's amazing. And loves it. It's not complaining, is it? So, oh, that's so touching. Thanks so much, Yumi. I love all that so much. Anything else?
Just I loved it, and I love everyone, and
We love you. We all love you so much. Gorgeous.
I'm super grateful to be here every time and to listen to you. And because this, if you, I mean, yeah, it's because of you that we are shifting and getting all this wisdom, and that we are freeing our intelligence, and it's
Wow.
I cannot, yeah, it's blowing my mind that this is how.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. I'm so grateful and so deeply touched by you saying that. Thank you so much. It is really touching for you guys to all appreciate me. I really do feel very touched, and I really love it. And just thank you. But I feel the same for you guys. Like so touched. You know, you're all so amazing. Wow, incredible. I think about you all the time because I'm with you. I'm just with you all the time, and I feel us together, and I feel how much the strength of this love that we share and just the openness that you have is affecting the one soul. It just is. I'm seeing it all the time. So thank you. Thank you so much. I love you so much, Yumi.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. Oh, okay. Thank you so much for today. Absolutely magnificent. Love you all so much. And thank you from the depth of my soul for existing and for remembering your existence, because that's everything to me. And I love and adore you. And I love and adore all of you, one soul. Love you all. Thank you.
Love you.
Love
We
you
love
so
you
much,
too.
Jody.
Thank you.
Love you,
We
everyone.
love you
you.
too.
Yes.
Love you.
Love
We
you,
love you too,
everyone.
Jody. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. All right. I got little doggies here. They're so cute. All right. Thank you so much. So adorable. Oh, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you, love you,
Love you.
Love
love
you.
you, love you, love you forever.
Love you, everyone.
Forever.
Yeah.
Love you.
Oh, thank you. All right.
Thanks, guys.
Love you all so
Love you.
much.
Always
Love
together.
you.
Love
Always
you
together.
all.
Always soul talking. Love you.
Yeah.
Love you, love you, love you.